This is Fearlessly Fertile.
Welcome to the Fearlessly Fertile podcast, episode 352, the Thinking Woman's Guide to Gratitude and Faith on Your Fertility Journey. Hey, loves, I'm so excited to be here with you this week as it is Thanksgiving week here in the States. And I thought it was the perfect time to be talking about gratitude and faith, particularly within the context of the fertility journey, the holidays, all that good stuff. And I know this time of year can put us in a position where we have a lot of mixed feelings. But there are two feelings I want you to really focus in on if you're fucking smart as you live the next month and a half. That is gratitude and faith. I'm not coming at gratitude and faith from a goody two-shoes, Pollyanna perspective, because trust me, if you've listened to this podcast long enough and you've heard the series that I did on faith, it took me a minute to really shape my relationship consciously with both gratitude and faith. So I want to give you something you can sink your teeth into here. Gratitude and faith are both functional and practical, not only in our lives, but as we live this journey. When I speak of gratitude, I'm not talking about perfunctory, thank you for the bullshit cat sweater for Christmas or something like that. In my opinion, it's not about being polite and just the memorized thing, thank you for that we do. It is about the present moment, the experience of being truly in the experience of receiving a thing, being in the presence of other people that you love, or maybe just even appreciating a moment that you are in. I really see gratitude as something that we experience from the neck down. My ladies know, neck down. This is a spiritual and physical experience rather than something that we just sort of toss aside and rubber stamp it with some polite response. You can say thank you to somebody for something, but not feel gratitude. I see these things as two very distinct experiences. Faith is similar, but we'll get to that in a moment. Both faith and gratitude I see as distinctly feminine. I know that if you're part of my audience, lovably type A, control freaky professionals who are slaying it in their careers, almost all of you know and can do the masculine thing super well. That's like your go-to. The masculine keeps us out of really feeling. This is why the feminine is so critical, not only on this journey, but when we are in the experience of gratitude and faith. The feminine side of us, which is responsible for our creativity, our intuition, our spirituality, our receptivity, all of these things that are critical on the fertility journey, we have got to call upon that side of us if we truly want to have a lasting relationship with gratitude and faith. Remember, neck down, neck down. This isn't an intellectual exercise. You don't need those faculties at this moment. I really want you to feel into what I'm sharing here. When we talk about gratitude, as I was saying, it's a feeling. Gratitude is rooted in as much the present moment as it is in the past or the future, which is why it's such a deep experience. It's more than just thank you. When we're in a dark place on this journey, it can seem like, I got nothing to be grateful for. My life is shit. Gratitude does not require you to be in denial about anything that's showing up in your life. Frankly, gratitude is an acknowledgement of what is true. What's different here is it's not just true that you're grateful for the gift or grateful for the experience. It's all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. It is saying a yes and. This is why gratitude, you can hear people talk about being grateful for some of the darkest moments. And it's not just in retrospect. You can be grateful for just terrible things in your life because of what they open up and represent and the pivot that they can offer you. This is why gratitude is so much more than just thank you. You can be experiencing something really just challenging or downright ugly. But in that moment, when you can find even a shred of gratitude, what you're saying is, yes, and yes, I am in a dark place and I can be grateful in this moment. I may not have all of me grateful, but I can get a shred of gratitude that is going to keep me rooted in the truth. And if you've never heard of the law of polarity, basically what that's saying is that the good and the bad exist at the same time in the same place. It's really about where we put our attention. You can be in the depths of a disappointment, or maybe you are in the process of a loss, or maybe you found out some news that you didn't want to get. That is the clutch moment where you're either going to go into the cave of victimhood, or you are going to be able to say, okay, yes, I accept that I just heard this, and I can be grateful for even a shred of what is happening right now. I don't know exactly how I want to use this. I don't know how this is going to work out for me exactly. But in this moment, without any drama attached to it, I can be grateful for what has come into my life, even this fucking experience. I know that that can sound, to some that are still kind of licking their wounds and attached to their victimhood, that can sound like a whole lot of denial. But what I'm talking about here is fucking emotionally mature. It's being in a place where you can see the whole constellation of facts, not just the ones that your self-sabotage pattern will deceive you into clinging to. There is something good in everything. And sometimes I get it. We practically throw our backs out to find it. But your ability to access your gratitude in any given moment means that you can live your fertility journey or any challenging situation in some fucking peace. And you can't tell me that we aren't all looking for a way to find peace when we're living this journey. So here's what this looks like. Remember, it's a yes and. None of gratitude, sincere gratitude, is about denial. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It is an acknowledgement of what is and being grateful for what is. But it requires that you discipline yourself to see the whole picture or imagine something that is beyond the current circumstances. Your current circumstances may look like shit, but they are no indicator of what is to come. And when you get so focused on the negative that has happened for you, you completely, as the great Earl Nightingale said, you miss the field of diamonds that has been scattered throughout your life. There is good that has happened in your life, and there is more good to come. So what gratitude does is keep you grounded in fact, all of the facts. And it's just the emotionally mature thing to do, okay? Sorry, I know some people like to stay in their victimhood, but not women who succeed on this journey. So here's how this might look. You might say something like, you know what? Ooh, I'm so mad that this is happening right now, but I'm going to take some small part of me and I'm going to be grateful for this moment. I am grateful for this moment that I have access to my gratitude, even if it's really hard for me to do right now. I am going to be grateful in this moment. I acknowledge that this is not what I wanted, and I'm going to be grateful. You see how simple that is? None of it's denial. But when you get to that place, you can find the door to peace. It's a really beautiful thing that when this came into my life, when I really understood that gratitude is a feeling and it is something that, like, let's be honest, gratitude is a little vulnerable because it means that you're letting go of your pathological need to be right, letting go of your pathological need to be a victim, your pathological need to blame somebody, and instead, with gratitude, you are taking license, agency, responsibility, and authority back from any circumstance, and you are choosing to be grateful in that moment. Even if you're like, oh my God, the world is burning around me. Okay, in this moment, I'm going to be grateful for this experience. I don't quite know how I'm going to use it moving forward, but I know things are working out for me. Yes, and I'm in pain, and I can be grateful for this moment. I can be grateful for this experience. I know somewhere, somehow, it will serve me. This is so important because the more we can access that gratitude, the more we can stack truths in our lives that ultimately fuel our faith. And it is deeply feminine. It's deeply feminine to be in this place. It's so critical that we start training within ourselves a state of gratitude because the feminine knows there's more. Your intuition, your faith that we'll get to, and all of the part of you that dreams and knows this baby is meant for you is grateful. Gratitude is the expression of the highest form of yourself. It's the highest personality you have. It's the highest version of you. But that doesn't mean that you don't get upset. I mean, you're not lobotomized by being in gratitude. You are just saying yes and. The really cool thing about gratitude is it exists in the past, it exists in the present moment, and that creates also future momentum, forward future momentum. When we're trapped in our anger and our rage and our victimhood, we stay stuck in the past. What we stack is the shit that has happened in our past. And the tragedy in all that is completely myopic. It blinds you to this whole other constellation of truths, which there has been good in your life. And there is a silver lining to everything. Now, it may take us a second to get to that place, but gratitude is the thing that will keep you in the present and moving forward. It is a representation of the most expansive version of you, the most emotionally mature of you, and that part of you that you're going to need as a mom. It keeps you present because look, in how fast we move as a society, it's just on to the next thing, on to the next thing. We never take that moment. But you know, when you're in the presence of somebody that is expressing real gratitude, you can feel that energy. You can feel that person that is looking at you, holding the gift that you gave them, or being really happy about a favor that you did. And you can feel it when they say, and look you in the eye and say, thank you. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for what you gave me. And it is just electric when you feel that. The more time you spend in that energy, the more you can be expectant, the more you can be excited about the future, the more your energy goes up. This is why gratitude is so insanely practical, not just on this journey, but in your life. It is consistently moving you to a higher frequency. It's taking you to a place where you just feel different. You're not stuck down in the low vibe place of nothing works out for me, my life sucks, and so on. The more gratitude that you stack, the more time that you spend really being in the present with what you are grateful for, you also start building a case for your faith. I know that people get prickly around the subject of faith, but I see gratitude and faith as something it's truly practical, not parochial. I don't see us needing a ton of rules around this other than to be in the present moment and allow ourselves to have the experience of both gratitude and faith. The more gratitude you stack, the more reasons you fucking have to have faith, right? If you made a list of all the good shit that has shown up in your life, you'd have every fucking reason to have faith. But this is why when we get so sold on our own drama, our own stories, we get so disconnected from that and we get this skewed view of the world. When you are with friends and family during this time, over the next month and a half and in the holiday season, I really encourage you to look people in the eye. And when somebody has done something wonderful for you, you don't have to make a big deal about it, but share a moment with them. Be in the present moment and say, thank you. Thank you so much for what you've done. That's all you have to say. You don't have to give them a speech. Thank you so much. See that? Can you feel that? Ooh, that feels so good. And when you stack enough of those things, you can find yourself in an unfamiliar place, possibly, of faith. Now, I'll tell you, when I was on my own journey as a prosecutor, I mean, everything looked like shit. I scoffed at faith. I thought it was superstition. Oh, I have so much compassion for that version of me. But the truth is,
Faith is what comes from looking at all of the good and being able to say, you know what, things do work out for me. And even beyond that, like if you take what I just share with you all the time and I say, the desire in your heart to be a mom is there because it was meant for you. What that statement is really focused in on is you are meant for so much more. There's so much good that is meant for you. You in and of yourself are a miracle. Whether you feel that way today or not, borrow a cup of my faith if you need to. But what are the chances of your mom's egg being hit by your dad's sperm and they create you, your unique soul, your unique personality? You are a miracle. It's a really big thing if you stop and think about that. Everything about your life is geared for more. We are built for more. And it's incredible what happens when we are in moments where we can experience gratitude. They are daily, sometimes many times a day, a reminder of how much good there is out there. And I know social media, the news will have you believe that the world is a fucking shitty place. But you have the ability as a thinking woman to choose something else. You can choose your faith over your fear. You can choose your faith over everyone else's worry, over everyone else's drama, and have the quiet self-possession to say things work out for me. And the only evidence that I need is my own life. Look at all these amazing things that have happened. Yeah, there have been some dark shit, right? There's been some terrible things that have happened. There's been some hard lessons for me to learn. But even with those, it's yes and. Yes, I went through crazy times, but look at where I am now. Ladies, there is evidence and reason to have faith all over your life as you live it right now. The question is, where is your focus? And because faith and gratitude are so deeply feminine, you've never needed them more. The fertility journey is all about the feminine. You conceiving and having your baby is the most fucking feminine thing you will ever do. Conceiving is all about receiving. Receiving requires you to be open to the good that's coming for you, not just being this person that's sitting in a corner saying, man, nothing ever works out for me. How open are you when you're in that place? Bitterness is going to be the thing that eats you alive and blocks your baby. The more time that you spend in gratitude, the more you stack your evidence from your own life to support that faith, the better you are, because you're going to need gratitude and faith if you have any intention of being a great mom. Your kids are going to challenge you in so many ways. And when they are babies, they grow so fast. Having that muscle be very strong for your gratitude is going to have you savor each and every moment. And I know you're telling yourself you're going to do that now, but this is why. If you're already feeling distance from your gratitude, work on it now, mama. This is the time. If you have any intention of having a baby in 2026, use this time now to build up your gratitude, build up your faith, because look, you've never needed it more. Once you see those two pink lines or the words pregnant, shit, it's on like Donkey Kong, mama. All of those fears, they're going to come back real fast. So you are going to use the gratitude that you cultivated on this journey and the faith that you cultivated on this journey to take you smooth sailing through 40 weeks of pregnancy. This is why gratitude and faith are so critical, not only for an amazing life, but an amazing fertility journey, an amazing pregnancy, and the motherhood that you promised yourself you would cultivate. The days of managing your life and your fertility journey by chaos, that shit's over for the conscious thinking woman. You've got to do better, and gratitude and faith are the key. And when you get really good at both, when you can say, I have faith for something bigger for me, I know my baby's coming, I fucking know how this story ends, then you can have gratitude and faith fearlessly. I hope you take these lessons, practice them, bring them to life, use them as a jumping off point. Be creative, let your feminine out. Take some beautiful risks with your gratitude and faith, and just watch what comes as a result. And if you want my help doing it, sister, the doors to my Fearlessly Fertile Full Throttle program are open for just a few more days. Full Throttle is the beloved 90-day program that I do with women all over the world. If you want in, the time is now. This is your opportunity to have me take you by the hand and walk you through the first 90 days of 2026. I'm going to be teaching you all the tips, the tricks, the strategies, and the structures for thinking like a woman who succeeds on this journey. You got to cover your bases, mind and body, baby. Your body follows your mind. The key to your fertility success isn't a treatment, diet, lotion, potion, yoga pose. You've done all that shit and you're not getting the result you want. You've got to have your mind on board. Your mindset is going to take you beyond the limits of fertility medicine. Let me show you how. So click the link in the show notes, check out Full Throttle, and if you feel called, join us. You can make 2026 your year. Till next time, change your mindset, change your results.
Love this episode of the Fearlessly Fertile podcast? Subscribe now and leave an awesome review. Remember, the desire in your heart to be a mom is there because it was meant for you. When it comes to your dreams, keep saying hell yes.